Yo, yo, yo. What is happening, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. I know today is obviously looking really, really red. And I want to speak about exactly what I think is going to happen within this week. I'm looking at quite a few setups. I'm more interested in looking for longs during New York session because, guys, today it is going to be relatively slow in terms of it is a bank holiday in London, okay? So I hope everyone's doing well. We are getting a bit of a dump now, obviously, due to last night and this morning. So I want to see what's happening with that. And yeah, let's get straight into it. There's a lot of stuff to go over here, guys. There's so much. So let's get straight into it. All right. First of all, I'm looking at Solana here, guys. I'm looking at Solana for a potential bounce here. I'm going to go over a lot of altcoins. If you guys do have any altcoins that you want me to go over, just let me know in the chat. But like I said in the community earlier, guys, I am looking at potential longs there. But the only way I'm looking for longs is if we get these 4-hour candles start closing and respecting like this $1.03 trillion mark, okay? So we're going to go over the altcoin market cap and see how price is reacting at the zone. But I want to see price stay above the zone today. I want to see price respect the zone, this $1.03 trillion mark, as this is going to be the key level for the altcoins to bounce, right? So we'll obviously go over that. But before that, I do think that Solana has potential to bounce here, guys. I know right now we are getting quite a big dump for Sol. But if we look at this chart, this is your previous high, right? So we did break this high. We did retest this level twice. So we did retest it on the breakout and then we retested it again. But you can see right now we are getting quite a big move to the downside, which is why I'm not in any longs right now. Exactly. There's no bank holiday for us trade. Exactly, brother. Exactly. So, but essentially what I'm looking at for Solana here is if we can hold this level here at 196, guys, I do think that we can bounce. I'll be honest with you. I think that we can bounce from this level. But the problem is it's actually dumping super hard right now. So what we need to see is we do need to see price hold this level. I'll be honest with you. If somehow we lose this level today, then I am interested in looking for lower targets. So what I like to do is I'll draw the fib from the low to the high, to this high over here. We do have this level here at around about 193. Okay, this is another potential bounce zone for Solana. If we do lose this level right now, which is exactly what's happening. I mean, if we look at the lower time frames, we're getting a huge dump here, getting a massive dump here. So that's why I haven't posted any trades today because, like I said, guys, I was a bit skeptical going into any longs today because of the fact that even Ethereum, right? I'm looking for Ethereum to come lower as well. I think Ethereum hits like 4,400 today, so I'm not really interested in any longs right now. As you can see, the market's getting absolutely smacked. Yeah, honestly, I would want to see price. Basically, my whole thesis for today is I want to see price take out the previous lows from like last week. I want to see price take out previous lows from last week. So this is Friday lows. We are testing this low right now. So on most charts, I want to see price potentially take out the lows, sweep these lows, and then we look for longs. I don't want to take anything until we've grabbed liquidity, right? So there is liquidity below us, there's liquidity above us. So what tends to happen is we grab liquidity and then we potentially get the move later, right? So I want to see that happen first before I get the longs, okay? So that's Solana. I want to see a potential bounce from the zone. I do think that it's possible, guys. I do think it's possible that we bounce from the zone, but it's all about having patience and waiting for it to actually get the reaction that we want, okay? Let's chat about Ethereum quickly because that is exactly what I was looking at earlier, right? So have a look at this. So this is what I was waiting to see, okay? So for ETH, the whole thing yesterday was, okay, Ethereum was struggling, right? And what actually happened is we closed that 4-hour candle below the point of control and that 4,754 level, okay? And that's what I spoke about yesterday, last night, right? I was saying, okay, guys, so Ethereum right now, we're getting a bit of dump to the point of control. But if we lose this point of control, there is a potential for us to come down a lot lower. And that's exactly what happened, right? Which is why I wasn't really interested in taking longs yesterday either, because we all know that Sundays and Mondays are very manipulated, right? Very, very manipulated. We normally know that Mondays are normally like a fake out day. So whatever happens on a Monday, it doesn't really set the tone for the rest of the week. It actually does the opposite. So Monday today, obviously we're getting a nice reaction to the downside, which is why later on I would be more focused on longs, not now, because we need to see price resets, right? Price hasn't reset since last week, right? Ethereum had a massive pump, and now we are getting that retracement that we've wanted, right? So there is a potential for ETH to get a bounce here, but the problem is there's a huge imbalance over here. So I need to see some type of support first before I jump into these longs. There is a potential that we just bounce from this level here. It's a 0.5 fib level from this low over here, from this low to this high. So there is a potential that we do bounce here for ETH, but the problem is for me as a trader, I know there's different trading styles out there. I don't really take longs off this level straight away. I need to see some type of support being formed, right? But I do like how we are forming a potential support here, but this is, it's nothing crazy. So essentially for me today, I do honestly just want to see price get back above $4,600. I'm more of a confirmation trader, guys. So I like trading when we see the sweep of liquidity and then we get the close above the key level, right? So that's kind of how I like to do it. It gives me more accuracy in terms of like my trading setups, because essentially we want to wait for price to obviously take out the lows or take the highs first before we look for the move. Okay, so like I said, right now, can we take a long off this level? Personally, I'm not going to take one because I do need to see some type of structure to be broken to the upside, right? And the only way that's going to happen is if somehow we can get above 4,653. Okay, so honestly, I want to see price somehow like hold this level here, and then we get above this level, and then we look for the longs. Okay, if that's something that happens today, then cool, we're going to take the longs. But if we don't get that today, then I'm not really interested in taking the longs today, right? Because there is a potential that ETH can even reset a little bit lower here, right? We have this level here at 4,450, right? So if we have a look to the left hand side here, we have a whole bunch of support as well sitting at this level. Okay, we could even come a little bit lower here. Like there's a whole bunch of support coming. I don't know, guys, to be honest with you, this looks like it can come down a little bit lower. So I'm staying out on the market right now. I'm sitting on my hands. This is the time to just wait, to just have a little bit of patience and just wait for the setups to come to you, right? So yeah, it's gonna be super interesting. It looks like we did get that 50-minute candle close respecting that 0.5 fib level, but I do want to see some type of support being held here. Okay, if we don't hold this level, then potentially we do come down a little bit more, right? So it's gonna be super interesting. We'll see what happens though. So that's Ethereum. The other token that I'm looking at is ENA. So this is a long setup that I'm looking at for later. Like I said, guys, we do need these charts to hold, because honestly, if we look at like crypto bubbles, most tokens took a massive beating, right? Whereas some tokens like Ethereum and Hype are like the only ones that are actually looking good, and VeChain, right? Also XMR. I'll show you the XMR setup as well. But the problem is right now, there's a lot of tokens that are at support, and if we lose these key support levels, then it's going to get a little bit dirty, a little bit ugly. So like I said, just trade what's on the chart. So what's on the chart for ENA is that we are currently holding a daily support trend line over here. Basically, we do need to hold this level. The problem with this is that we did get rejected from this bearish fair value gap at around about 0.7572 over here. But honestly, if price can somehow close bullish today above this level here on the 4-hour time frame, I would be interested in taking long. So I want to see 0.6624 get taken out. We close above that level, then we look for longs, because that is your previous high over here. You also have that order block, which obviously gets taken out, and then also we have this resistance sitting over here. So I want to see price take out that level before I jump into the longs. Okay, so for now, I'm kind of just sitting on my hands, guys. I'll be honest with you. Like there's literally not much we can do right now. I don't like trading. I do like trading bounces and reactions, but I need some type of support. This is also another token, guys. XMR, one of the stronger tokens right now. Reason why I'm looking at a long here is just a beautiful setup here, guys. I'll be honest with you. So we have this, right, where we had this deviation. Then what actually happened is, so we took out these lows. Then what happened is we created a change of character over here, which means basically we broke structure to the upside. So essentially, have a look over here, how we came down. Then what happened, we closed above here, we reset this level, came all the way back, reset the charts, We retested this previous structure over here, and now we're looking like we want to go higher. So XMR, guys, definitely a token that's on my radar for the day. Definitely interested in taking longs for XMR today, but we have to wait for the 4-hour candle to close above this trend. Okay, so if you look at the 4-hour time frame, you can see that, okay, well, we are currently below resistance, we're currently below the trend line, and we are currently below previous highs over here. So in order for us to take these longs, what needs to happen is price needs to close above this level, and then we'll get the potential break, right? Because when we're below like a trend line and horizontal resistance, we can't really do anything, right? We just have to be patient. So it's all about just having a bit of patience. It is a Monday, so we'll probably only get setups a little bit later, right? New York session, there isn't much happening here, but New York session does open up 2 p.m. Let me actually just reset this. An hour and 24 minutes here, so we do have a little bit of time, but I do think that just be patient. Wait for this to happen. I will be posting these setups in the Telegram group, guys. So I will be posting setups in the Telegram group where we are going to be taking these trades. Okay. So if you guys do want to join the group, make sure you guys do join the link in the description. And it will be amazing to have every one of you there. So if we do get a setup today, it's probably going to be XMR. XMR is going to be on my radar. ENA is definitely on my radar. Solana potentially for bounce here. I mean, guys, Solana has to bounce here, or we're going to come back down to like 190, 193. Yeah, I mean, we could even come back down to 188, I'll be honest with you. So Solana has to bounce here, guys. Same thing, if you look to the left-hand side here, we have solid support. So there is a potential for it to bounce here. So it's just all about waiting for, this move to happen. Because if you look at this, let's have a look on the book map, right? Because if you look at this on the lower time frames, obviously it's going to scare you and you're going to get nervous and stuff. But when you start actually looking at the higher time frames, just wait for these lower time frames candles to kind of just close and all of that, and then just wait for the higher time frame close, because that's what's going to give you that move. It's not the lower time frames, it's the higher time frame, right? So you can see, even with Bitcoin right now, you can see a lot of orders. Let's have a look over here. So this is the order book. I'm just having a look to see where we can potentially go here for Bitcoin. So we have some sitting over here. We got a lot of buy orders coming up now. You can see, but 110,000 is where people are looking to long here. And then we also have 109,800. We have 109,400. But it looks like we got quite a lot of stacked over here. 109,300. Okay. So let's have a look at Bitcoin quickly, and see where these levels are actually on the chart. So honestly, guys, with Bitcoin right now, we do have to hold this previous high. We do have support / resistance sitting at like 110. I do think that it's possible that we do, like I said, guys, I want to see a sweep of the lows. I want to see price like sweep previous this low over here, and we do have this bullish fair value gap sitting over here as well. So this is a bullish fair value gap that we could potentially play along with the zone, and this will correlate perfectly with our level on the book map, right? We have a lot of liquidity sitting a little bit lower here. So 109,400, 109,200 to like 110,300, that is going to be the key level for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin loses this level today, then I'm sorry to say we're probably going to come down a little bit lower to like 106k. Okay, 106k would be the next key level if Bitcoin were to lose the zone. Okay, but for now, probably just going to wait, because it's coming down quite aggressively right now. So there's nothing really we can do here. I'm not really going to touch it. I'm waiting. The market looks super bearish right now. So rather just let it reset and then just wait for these candles to close. Okay. Yeah, have a look at this. So we're obviously holding support over here. So we do need to hold this red zone here, guys. I don't think we're going to break through it, but it's a possibility. I do think that we're going to sweep below here. We're going to take out, this low over here. We're going to take out previous week's low as well. And then I do think that we can potentially, tap into this 109 zone. Okay, so this is where ultimately we should get a bounce there, guys. It has to be within these two zones. If not, we're going to come down to 106k, which would be dismal. And the altcoins will get absolutely smacked. So it's going to be interesting. It will be interesting. But if you guys have any tokens, that you want me to go over, put them in the comments. We're going to go over quite a few tokens today. This is the most important chart for the altcoins, guys. We're at the point of control right now. If we lose this level here for the altcoins, I'm sorry to say, but yeah, it's not going to look good, yeah. It's not going to look good, but I would expect us to hold this level here. We still got an hour and 20 minutes here. We have to close respecting this level for total 3. So basically, guys, this chart shows you the market cap of all the altcoins excluding Bitcoin and ETH, and essentially with this, we should see a potential bounce here. If we don't bounce this at this point of control and this previous level of here, it's gonna get ugly if we break through this level here. It's gonna get ugly if we break through, but I would expect us to bounce from the zone. You know, we did break structure to the upside last week over here, so this to me just looks like a bit of a sell-off from, you know, retail getting scared, right? And I think that's the problem, right? A lot of people get scared, so like they wake up on a Monday and they're like, oh my god, what happens to the market? Like that was me this morning, but like I don't like that shouldn't really affect you. It should just make you get curious and be like, okay, well, you know, where are the next key levels that we can potentially look at, right? So when you see something like this, just don't get scared and sell it if you're holding spot, because I think that's like the worst thing you could do. I mean, I would just DCA at these levels, right? But yeah, it's not looking too great. We are holding the point of control on the 1 hour. We should hold 1.03 here, guys. Like I said earlier, when did I say it? This morning. So I said, guys, basically the total 3, we should hold 1.03. It was at 1.05, and I said, okay, there's a potential that we're going to get quite a big dump here, a big flush. But essentially for the bulls, you know, we have to hold this 1.03. I'll be honest with you. Okay. Michael, what's up? Thoughts on Solana dump? Yeah, we just spoke about Solana now. I mean, these are the key levels. So right now, 106 to 105, we have to hold here. If not, we're probably going to come down to 103, and then the next level is 108. But it's not looking too hot for most tokens right now. I'll be completely transparent with you guys. It's not looking too hot, but in order for Solana to look for longs, okay, so how would you know? So the question is right now, how would you know if Solana is going to bounce from the zone? Well, first things first, you would have to see some type of like sweep with a massive wick to the downside, and then like a bullish engulfing candle that actually engulfs the previous candle. That would confirm that this is going to be a potential move to the upside, right? But in order for me to take the trade, I would have to see something like this happen, right? And I'll show you exactly what I mean. So essentially, I would want to see price take out this level here, where price has been getting stuck at. And if we bring this to the left-hand side over here, we have multiple resistance / support over here. So I'd want to see price start closing back above, you know, $200 before I even look at the long. I still think that we can potentially get higher prices, but the problem is it's just not looking too good right now. This is why I'm not interested in any trades right now, because we did catch the move in terms of like seeing it earlier, right? We knew that we were going to see a dump here because just how aggressive this was in terms of the total 3 market cap. So I'm going to sit on my hands until we see the sweep happen. I want to see price sweep the lows and then somehow flip bullish, and then we can potentially take the long once we get a break above 200. Okay. You long Solana at 167, still haven't closed. 167, yeah, that's fine, bro. Like 167 is insane. 167, yeah, you longed it down here. Yeah, you fine. Don't worry about that. I mean, the lowest we can probably go is 188. Okay. But Solana, you know, I would expect to bounce from this 195 level, I'll be honest with you. You know, this is a strong level. With Ethereum, should be holding those levels as well. Okay. Dump at New York Open. I mean, potentially. It's hard to say, but we do need to hold these levels. We do need to hold these levels. We do have New York's Open coming within the next 2 hours or so. But when that comes, we'll just trade it when it comes, right? I don't really know what's going to happen in New York Open. I have zero clue. So what I'll do is I'll wait for the New York Open, wait for like the first 15 minutes, and essentially you can kind of just play the breakout off there. Yeah. So yeah, if you longed at 167, I mean you chilling, bro. Like literally 167 is down here. The problem with Solana is if we look at this on the daily time frame, even at the 4-hour time frame, we couldn't even close above that previous high. So this is the problem, right? Because we couldn't close above this previous high, we're just going to get rejected. And in order for price to change direction, I mean, to continue to the upside, we do need like previous highs to get taken out. And we do need the structure in terms of high lows to play out as well. So although we did break this previous high, I would have loved it if Solana could have broken above there. But yeah, it's looking like 193 is going to be on the cards today. 193. It's all about just being patient, guys. This is why I haven't posted any trades today, because I just don't see the bounce right now. But I could be wrong. I mean, what's happening here, bro? Like everything's just absolutely getting smacked. Alright, so this is like BNB as well. So BNB is also at a critical level, guys. A lot of tokens are at a critical levels, and the reason why I do think that we will get a bounce today or tomorrow is because it's kind of reset that whole pump from last week. So obviously Ethereum had that massive move, but altcoins didn't really have that massive move, right? If we had to look at like the weekly time frame, I mean, it's an average week, right? We have some alts getting absolutely smacked, some alts doing well. Very, very average week, right? So because Ethereum's looking good, the altcoins still need to catch up, right? And the problem with the altcoins right now, this whole move from last week Friday got absolutely retraced. Literally. So this whole move got retraced for BNB. But the structure is still kind of bullish on the higher time frame, right? It seems like the higher time frame is still bullish, but we have to hold you, I'll be honest with you. It's not looking great. It is not looking great, guys. But just be patient, wait for these supports to hold. Because I'm not really interested in the short right now either, I'll be honest with you, because we're at support. You know what I mean? So we're either going to take longs today, or we're going to wait for support to be broken and then potentially look for retest sells tomorrow. Because the whole thing with trading the bounce right now is we can potentially come lower. On Ethereum chart, it shows us that we can come lower, guys. Yeah, have a look at this. So we're obviously holding that level, but I do think that we can come like to 4450. It's possible. Very, very possible, yeah. It is holding though. It is holding. I would love to see this happen though. If we can hold this level today, and then get above 4,653, I'll definitely play along back up to 4,754. Definitely. But it's just nothing really I can do now. I mean, it's looking terrible. Yeah, nah. I'm not really interested in taking a long, yeah. This trade, this was last week's idea. If you guys remember last week, we were speaking about potentially taking sells here for SWE. I didn't take this trade, but it was absolutely a beautiful idea though, I'll be honest with you. So, I mean, just looking at this chart, for SWE, I do think that SWE could even just reset all the way back down to 3.177, right? Which is that previous, we haven't reached this at a level, so it's a good chance that we're going to get a massive bounce here. So I've got a few limit orders sitting at like 3.1774. Yeah, but honestly, like, I still think that we come down a little bit, but nothing crazy. But this is the chance for people like that didn't get in last week, right? A lot of people start stressing. They wake up in the morning and it's like, oh my God, what happened? But this is not even that. It's not even that hectic, right? It's just a little bit of a dump. I mean, I think this week should be bullish, guys. So don't stress. We can take trades to the downside as well. We can take trades to the upside. So that's a nice thing about futures trading, right? You don't obviously if you're holding spots, it's different. But with futures, you can obviously play both directions, which is quite lekker. Yeah. Everyone's panicking, time to buy. Exactly, bro. Like, I mean, wait, let's go over Cardano. Because I think Cardano is going to be the trade of the. I think Cardano is going to be the trade of the week, right? I do think, guys. I mean, we were up quite a lot on the weekend. I don't know where I posted it, but I think it was here, right? Yeah. So it hit 0.95 last night, and then it dumped super hard. But I don't really care about this trade because this is on the weekly time frame, and the reason why I didn't even move my stop loss to entry or anything, because this is a weekly time frame trade. So although we did get a nice little pump, the nice thing about this is this previous week candle did respect this previous level as well. So I mean, right now we currently at like entry, but it still looks super good for Cardano, right? This is a weekly time frame trade, so this could play out within weeks or months, right? So yeah, I think Cardano is going to absolutely rip this week. That's personal opinion, not financial advice, guys. But I honestly think that this token here, Cardano, it's one of the best looking bull flags I've checked in a while. Obviously, bull flags don't always play out, but with this current type of market structure, it just looks super clean. So up to you if you guys want to take this with me, but this looks so juicy. It looks super juicy. So I might even add some today. Even if we see like a potential bounce that happens today, I'm definitely going to add more to that position. I'll be honest with you. I think that's going to do super well. Could you check VRA, please, buddy? Yeah, of course. Bitcoin runs first, Ethereum hits all-time high, then alts run. Exactly. So that's what we got, right? So we got Ethereum to hit all-time high. We tapped the all-time high. We did not close above, which would have been, if we closed above all-time high, it would have been a different story. But the altcoins is ready. Once Ethereum just consolidates going sideways, I think the altcoins are ready to pump, guys. So just don't stress. We're getting a bit of a dump now, but this is where you guys should just lock in, right? This is the time to lock in. You don't want to leave now because the market's dumping. A lot of people do that, right? The markets they get so frustrated and all this stuff. But this is also with what comes with risk management as well. Like, I mean, if you're in a trade, just make sure you put your stops below the lows here. Like if you're in this trade for Ethereum, this is a potential good trade because you are holding the 0.5 level, right? Put your stops below the low, right? Because if we take out that low, we're going to come down lower. So if you manage to hold, if you manage to get into like these small little trades, as long as your risk manager is fine, I mean, you'll be a good trader, right? Yeah. VRA. Let's have a look at VRA. Are you from Cape Town? Yeah, I am. I'm currently in Cape Town. The weather's actually quite nice there. Let me have a look. It's alright. Never mind. It's a bit windy. This place, I can't wait for summer, I'll be honest with you, because the rain and the wind is starting to kill me, I bet you. The rain and the wind is starting to kill me. Let's have a look at for VAR. VRA, sorry. I mean, it just doesn't look great, does it? I don't like looking at tokens like this. The reason why, I'm not saying it's a bad token. I remember this token. This is an old token. This is Veracity, right? What is this? What's the name of this token? It's Veracity, right? Let me have a look. Yeah, Veracity. I remember this token. This is quite an old token. Anyway, let's have a look. I mean, the weekly time frame doesn't look great. Let's have a look at the daily time frame. The daily time frame, right now, it's just, I don't like all these wicks. The thing is with these low liquidity tokens is it's hard to chart them because it doesn't, there's a lot of pumps, there's a lot of dumps, a lot of trading and just sideways price action. So you can't really chart them. But in terms of like a trade, we could potentially look at like a potential breakout over there. We do have this as well, holding support over here. I mean, this is what you could look at. I'd probably wait for just the break of this previous high here, to be honest with you. We do have this bearish fair value gap sitting over here, right over here. So I'd probably just wait for something like this to get above this point. That would be the only way I'd go bullish here. 0.001689. Okay, so we have to get out of this triangle as well. We can't really take a trade if we stay below this previous resistance. So I'd want to see price get above here, and then we look for the trade. Because right now we're getting absolutely smacked from this resistance to the upside. Okay, so nothing really we can do there. So Solana is holding, guys. Solana is holding. So I'd be interested. Thanks so much, bro. Thanks so much for joining. If you guys are new to the channel, It would be amazing for you guys to like the stream and also subscribe to the channel. We also have a Telegram group. There we go. We also have a Telegram group here, guys. If you guys want to join the Telegram group, please make sure you check the link in the description. It's obviously got Andy and Devold as well, so they're the big dogs in that group. They are the big dogs in that group, so make sure you guys do join that group. They provide a lot of alpha. I provide more altcoin setups, where they provide more Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that. So just be careful with taking longs right now. Like I said, wait for like support to be validated, right? Because if price weren't gonna hold this level, then we can potentially come lower, right? Oh, you didn't see the VAR. Okay, yeah. My bad. It was frozen. Okay. So basically with VRA, essentially what I'm looking at is I want to see price get above 0.001689. Okay. The reason why it has to be that level is because if you look at this chart right now, you can see our price is kind of just moving sideways, right? It's kind of just going sideways, and we have a whole bunch of resistance to the upside over here. But the major zone is this level over here. This is the major zone for VRA, right? So in order for me to even look at a long right now, I mean, we could potentially look for a long on the support level over here. But I'd prefer to wait for the breakout, and then we can look to take out these highs to the left-hand side. Okay. So it's all about being patient and waiting for price action to play out here, guys. I know right now, I know a lot of people. I mean, even when I first started trading, you want to trade every day. That's the whole thing. Like, you want to get in and trade every day, but the whole thing with trading is you rather have a quality trade than the quantity, right? Cool, you can generate more fees. You can obviously generate more money for yourself, but the problem is you'll have a lot more risk in the market, right? And especially right now with the charts, there is potential for price to even come down a little bit lower, right? If you look at the charts on the daily and the 4 hour, we are coming down, and there's potential for us to come lower. So we need to see some type of support, right? We need to see some type of support in order for us to even, potentially go higher, right? So I'm just waiting. Like, I'm genuinely just being patient. I do think that ENA we can get today, even tomorrow. It doesn't have to be today, but we will get this trade eventually, right? So the nice thing about trading is you can also just, do your analysis and then come back and wait for it to hit your levels, until the fear and greed is a 90 plus. Yeah, exactly. That's actually a good way. And there, yeah, a lot of people actually trade the fear and greed index. I used to actually look at this a lot more than I used to. Yeah, you see last month it was 72, and then now we're sitting at 47. Let's have a look at the last 3 months. So guys, this is actually interesting. So the last 3 months, we're kind of sitting at those levels again, right? So whenever we tap like the low 40s, we're sitting at 47 now. It looks like once we hit these low 40s, we do get these bounces. Yeah. So even over here, we had a 40, 42, then we got a bounce to 74. We had 45, we bounced to 72. We're at low 50, we bounce. So like whenever we in these territories, we do seem to get a bounce, which is why I do think it's going to happen. I do think that we're going to bounce. Maybe not today, but I do think that we're going to bounce this week. Guys. So this is interesting. I do think that this low 40 level is a potential buy signal. I'll be honest with you. So whenever, guys, it's the fear and greed index is low, this is the time to lock in. I'll be honest with you. Like some tokens are absolutely on a discount right now. I'll give you a couple. I mean, the first one is Pepe. Pepe is absolutely on a discount here, guys. I honestly think Pepe is going to bounce super hard from this level here. Can you see with Pepe, the trend line strategy works super well. The D-line strategy, whatever you want to say. We had that breakout there, and then what actually happened, we broke out again. And then now we are currently at support, right? So Pepe, I mean, you're looking at a huge move here. You're looking at around about a 60 to 62% move to the upside for Pepe if we do hold this level here. So a lot of tokens are sitting at these key levels, which is why I'm so interested in taking some buys. But I'm not interested in taking longs right now in terms of futures, because I do think that we're going to sweep the lows. And my strategy, I have to put stop loss below the lows. So I want to see the sweep first, right? I want to see the sweep first. I want to see the confirmation that, we are potentially going to bounce from these lows, and then we jump into the long, right? But in terms of spot, I honestly don't care. Like spot trading, like I'll buy it now, I'll buy a little bit tomorrow, I'll buy, like that's kind of what I'm looking at. And then also SWI, guys, SUI, I'm looking for a huge long at 3.177. I'll be honest with you. I think that we come down here today. I think it dumps super hard. This structure right now is not looking too good. And SWI, yeah, I think SWI comes down a little bit more though. I'll be honest with you. I think SWI hits like 3.17. But yeah, what I'll do is, in terms of the spot, so what you can do is, if you guys have a few tokens that you're looking at, you can kind of divide your money into like segments, right? So what I like to do is, like if I'm let's just say I'm putting like $1,000 for each token, right? I'll divide that $1,000 into 5 or 4, and then I'll put like limit orders, like bang, bang, bang. I'll stack them up, and then they'll all get executed, and then my average cost just goes lower and lower and lower, right? So that's what I've always done with my strategy for spot, because guys, anything can happen. I've always said this, right? I remember XRP last year, not last year, I think it was 2 years ago when I was in Dubai. It was absolutely crazy. XRP pumps like 80% within like 2 hours, and I was actually really sick. I was like in my hotel. I was new to Dubai, and I was long on XRP, and then I checked my phone, and it would literally pump by like, I'll put like a 75x. I was up like 2,500% within 2 hours. So what I'm saying is, these levels, you'd rather stack levels even over here. Like for SWI, I would put like a limit order here. I'd put a limit order here. I'd put a limit order here, because something like this could happen and we get a huge bounce, and then you actually end up getting an average cost a little bit lower, right? So yeah, honestly, I think it's the way to go. So if you have like a certain amount of money to allocate for a token, I would split it up into like 4s or 5s. For spots. For futures, you could do that as well, but personally, I don't do that for futures. That's like cross trading. I'm more of like an isolated trader, because I'm like a scalp trader, right? So I don't really like to stack orders like that. But yeah, it definitely works for me on spot. It definitely works for me on spot. We got 18 likes here. If we can get to 25 likes in the stream, that would be amazing. That would be insane. So if you guys can just take one little second there to like the stream. But have a look. Look at this. Like not literally, we were waiting for the longs last week. But yeah, we didn't close above that level there. Fartcoin as well. Fartcoin's getting smacked as well. I think Fartcoin comes down lower as well. I think that we come down a little bit lower. I haven't actually heard about. I'm having a look here. Okay, so the unlock's coming in 7 days. I'm not sure how much though. 2.48 million. I don't think that's not even that much. I don't think though. I'll be honest with you guys. Like with Solana, I know a lot of you guys love Solana. Okay, I don't wanna like talk badly about Solana or anything, but can I show you guys something? I'll be honest with you, like this is personal opinion, but I sold my Solana. I know a lot of people, you guys already know this, but I sold all my Solana for Ethereum when we broke this. To me, guys, this chart over here just looks terrible. So this is Solana versus Ethereum. I think Solana like maybe goes to $300, but I don't think Solana is gonna go to those $700 to $1,000 marks. I'll honestly just be completely honest with you. Like, I think Ethereum's gonna take over. Ethereum's gonna potentially hit that like $7,000 to $8,000 mark. A lot of altcoins are gonna pump, but I think Solana is not gonna. I don't think it's gonna hit the the $500 to $700 mark. I just don't see it. Just based on this chart right now, I mean, it shows you that Solana is losing a lot of attention to Ethereum, right? A lot of people are selling all of their Solana and putting into ETH, and that's exactly what I did, because when I saw this chart, I was like, there's no ways I'm holding Solana right now. Like, I did sell Solana, it was at $180 when I sold it, and then I bought it for Ethereum at $1,200. So, I mean, you can do that. I think that was a beautiful move by me, because I did buy Solana at like $6. So, and I think it's done its move, guys, for Solana. I mean, honestly, like, this was that massive move, right? This is when I was buying Solana over here, and then I sold all of my Solana at like 180. But the Solana to ETH chart, agreed, I think it's 360 to 380 the cycle. Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it doing that well. I'll be honest with you. I think Ethereum's going to take over, and Solana's going to get lost in the dust. I'll be honest with you. But that's my opinion. I know a lot of people hold Solana. I think it's very controversial to like what I'm saying, but that Solana to Ethereum chart just shows us that Ethereum's just taking over right now. Okay, so it looks like Ethereum is holding support over here, which is interesting. Okay, we are holding support, but nothing too crazy. It's just not. No, I mean, we need to see a better reaction here, guys. In order for support to be held, we need to see a better reaction, right? Okay, cool. We can consolidate here, but I would want to see like a nice like sweep of the lows, a massive like bullish engulfing candle, and then we take out the highs and we look for longs. That would be amazing, but I guess we just have to wait. We just have to wait. Ondo also, I don't know what's happening. Like, Ondo got smacked as well. I mean, Ondo looks really good, but the problem with Ondo is it just keeps on making lower highs here. Like, we can't even take out that high from last week, which was something I was looking at. If you guys do remember, we were looking at potential longs once we got that break above this level here. I was waiting for price to break above this high over here, and then I was going to play like the breakout off that trend line, right? I was going to play that breakout there, but we just never got it. Yeah, there's not much we can do here for Ondo, but I mean, if Ondo loses this support here at 0.9096, well then it's cooked. I'll be honest with you. We have to hold this level here, guys. Ondo, this is probably your best long bet today. I could even potentially play along off this level here, because I don't think we just lose this level. But remember, the whole thing with playing the longs off these levels, like personally, like my strategy, this is just like personal strategy, guys. But essentially, I want to see like a sweep. So like we take up the lows, we take out these lows, we close bullish, we come back, and then we look for the long, right? I don't normally take trades off the sweep. I normally take trades off the next retracement, like the next higher low or the next like double bottom. I'd rather wait for the sweep first, and then we play the long. Okay. But yeah, I mean, Ondo is looking terrible. I think we come down and then we play the long a little bit later on. Okay. The old chunky expensive ETH is in the news. Nobody's talking about Sol. Exactly. Like, I honestly just think Sol's cooked. I think the time's done. Everyone's made their money on Sol, and I think they're just going to start rotating. Another token we can look at is LDO, because I know LDO did do quite well last week. But it got smacked today, 7%. This was my setup for LDO. I was looking for a long off this level here. Okay, wait. Let's look what's happening here. Okay, well, it's already lost the level. So, okay, basically what I'm going to wait for here. So, LDO had that massive breakout off this trend line. We had that retest. But right now, we've come all the way back down. So, we've retraced the whole move, guys. We've retraced that whole move from last week. We've come all the way back down. And now, we have closed below the key level. So, I mean, for me to take longs, we have to just get back above the zone. And then I'll look for the longs. But I mean, that close right over there just is terrible. Yo, it's not looking good. The market's not looking great today, guys. I'll be honest with you. The market is not looking good. This is why I'm just chilling. I'm waiting for price to find support. I don't want to take any trades until I see we can potentially get a bounce, right? I mean, this right over here just shows us how much selling pressure there is right now. I mean, it's crazy to think that everyone's just selling at these prices. People get so scared in crypto. It's actually crazy. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe I'm just used to it because I never really did equities. I never really did equities. I bought a few like the African stocks. I've got Tesla and like Apple and Google and like Facebook, and stuff like that. But sorry, Meta. But I think a lot of people that come from Web 2 to Web 3 just get so scared because when they see like these massive dumps, and I think in equity market it just doesn't happen. I think a lot of people just don't see it. Alright, so I mean, this is what I'd wait for audio. Like I would want to see audio start getting back above resistance. So we are currently below resistance right now, which is why I'm not really interested in longs. I want to see price get back above here. I mean, if we somehow get all the way back down to 1.25, that would be cooked. I mean, that would be crazy. I don't think that's possible though. We've had such a move to the upside. I would expect that this retracement should be over very, very soon. So let's have a look and see if we draw the fib from the low to the high here. There is that 0.88 level. I know a lot of the legends do look at this level, the 0.88. I also want to have a look and see over here. I would pull from this level here. So I would want to see price get above this level here. So this 1 point, here we go, 1.3511. If we can somehow get above there, then I'll go long. But until then, I'm just not going to do anything. I don't really want to take a short here either because there's a potential that we do bounce. So yeah, and that is the game plan for audio. I'm going to put an alert there as well, just so we know exactly what we're looking at here. Bang, audio. Very, very interesting. I mean, the dump today is just very excessive. It's very, very excessive. What's happening with Bitcoin here? So remember, guys, most of the liquidity is sitting above us for Bitcoin. But if we do look at the book map on the lower time frames, I do think that we do come down a little bit here. So I think we come down 109,500. We have 109,500. We have 109,100. Anywhere within that zone, and we do have that bullish fair value gap on the daily time frame as well, right? So if you look at the daily time frame, there is this bullish gap over here. I would expect price to tap this level today. So personally, I'm not going to look at longs for Bitcoin. I would only really look at longs once we tap this red box here. I would only really look at longs if we tap this red box here. What are these lines and numbers? What do you mean by that? What do you think East top is the cycle? I mean, let's have a look. I do think that we hit 7,000. I do think that, I mean, just looking at this chart, I mean, Ethereum is super bullish, guys. I do think that we do bounce potentially from 4,400 or 4,450 within like this week. But in terms of the top of the cycle, I would probably say it's $6,000 to $7,000, and then we should dump from there. Is it this tool? Yeah, the tool you used on the last chart. Oh, the tool, the Fibonacci tool. So basically, with the Fibonacci tool, essentially it just gives you like support and resistance levels. So what you want to do is you want to take it. So if you go to the left hand side over here, you can see the trend line tools. Below that, it's called the fib retracement. So essentially you want to take it from the low to the high over here, and then you extend it, and basically it gives you support and resistance levels based on like mathematical equations. And essentially, like the main key levels that I use is like the 0.65, the 0.786, the 0.5, and the 0.88, right? So we do have the 0.786 level, which is basically saying that price has retraced 78.6% of that move, and essentially we should see a potential bounce from these levels, right? So these levels act as like magnets, right, in a way. And essentially, I would only really be interested in taking longs if we start getting back above these levels. The tool you used on the last chart, which tool? Are you talking about the Fibonacci? I'm not too sure what you mean by that. Alright, so sorry, that was my fantasy Premier League. Alright, so there's no news today. We have no news tomorrow. I think relatively it should be a decent week. We only have news on Thursday and Friday, so we have GDP and then we have PCE. So we should obviously should be good. It should be good. We should see some type of bounce happen this week. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to head off in a bit. But I do appreciate everyone for joining. If we get to 30 likes, that'll be amazing. We got quite a lot of people in here today. If you guys want to join the Telegram group, make sure you guys do send do use the link in the description. It's a beautiful group. We do obviously show you guys exactly what we're doing every step of the way. Every trade that we take is posted in these channels. So we normally do an altcoin analysis and then we bring it over to the setups channel. So like last week we had a beautiful, I think this is the week before actually, we had a beautiful trade. A lot of trades within this community, so make sure you guys do join. It's going to be a banging week. I do think that we do get a bounce this week, so maybe today, maybe tomorrow. So make sure you do join, so you're in the group before we do get these trades. So I appreciate everyone for being here. If we can get to 30 likes, I would love that. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And I'll see you guys in the group. If you do have any questions, you can just tag me in the group if you ever want an analysis of any type. And I'll see you guys there.